Hi, Sarupa here from the soulagentblog.com and sarupashah.com. And today I'm going to talk to you all about money. So we're still in January. People are still perhaps setting bold income goals or just trying to kind of own that goal that they perhaps made at the end of 2013 and thinking about, well, how am I actually going to make that five figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, even whatever it is, how am I going to exceed what happened last year? And sometimes I know for a lot of people last year was perhaps one of those years that you were really happy to say goodbye to, but I wouldn't write it off as a bad year. It was probably a year that actually you had a lot of learning and growing. But obviously, money is one of those things, and I often talk about this, that people absolutely love when they've got it, hate when they haven't got it. So it's a thing that you have a complete love-hate relationship with. Yet it's something that you need. We're not going to be able to survive without money. That's why people call it, being in famine when you have no money. And literally around the world, when people haven't got money, they are struggling, suffering, and in terrible situations. But there's something about the energy of living in the West. We are in affluent times. We are in a time where money can be made. But that's always been the case because the universe has always been abundant. And as people are waking up to this kind of whole thing around wealth consciousness, there's a lot more focus on making money. There's a lot more focus on actually busting through your own money limitations and your money story that hasn't been serving you. So I want to talk to you today in particular about one of my really key powerful tips that I use in my life and that I always teach on my money boot camp, and I get all my coaching clients to really focus on, and that is affirmations. Now, affirmations are kind of considered to be written, spoken statements, but they can be written, but they're also your actions, they're your beliefs, they're your thoughts. It's a whole kind of thing that comes together in what we're saying. So we're continuously affirming something, one thing or another. We might say something but be thinking the opposite. So that's that energy that's the denser one, that might be the criticism or the anti-us, the anti-you, the against you thing that's going on in the head despite what's coming out of your mouth, is what starts to be where you attract from. And this is why, people get a little bit kind of confused with, well, how do I know it's working? Or why isn't it working? Or when will it work? When will I know it's working? So I wanted to give you a couple of tips today, particularly around creating a money affirmation. Now, create one that feels right to you. And, ones that I've used in the past, certainly like 2012, my money affirmation was, I'm good enough. Now, that obviously you can just, from the words, it's got nothing about money directly in it. But, your ability to earn money, to call it in, is really linked to how good, one of the key things it's linked to is how good you allow yourself to feel. So it's a year that I needed that kind of boost to bust through these limitations that I have. We all have them because there's always more. That's the whole beauty of life. We don't just reach a point and say, well, I've done it now. And even if we think we have, there's still more. There's still further for us to go. So I was using the I'm good enough. But one that I recommend and that I often use is money flows to me easily and effortlessly. And that opens me up to my own creativity, keeps me moving, keeps me taking aligned action. So for you, when you create your money affirmation, whether it's, I'm wealthy, my creativity leads to abundance, whichever kind of affirmation that you use. And if you sign up at the soulagentblog.com, you'll get 31 money affirmations. You can choose one from there if you are feeling limited about which one to use or how to create one. So if you want to know how to make them work, the first thing is you have to use them. It's amazing how many people will create affirmations, either, especially at this time of year, use them once or twice and then completely forget about them and think, well, that didn't work for me. And then internalize all of that and think, well, it's me, I'm not good enough, or nothing works for me, or maybe they were the wrong things, and this whole other drama and story unfolds. So you have to use them. Use them like you might take an antibiotic. I always call it an affirmation prescription with my clients. Use it. Use your affirmations, however many you kind of create, and don't create more than about 11, even though I say we're affirming all the time. When we're trying to make that conscious change and taking on transformation that comes from the inside out, don't keep it too complicated that you've got 100 affirmations to read in the morning. They're just going to end up being empty words. So about 11, but if you've got that one money one that you're using within that, or a few, repeat them, 3 times each in the morning and feel them. If you start to feel resistance or you feel that you don't want to say it, try and get underneath that by journaling. You know, I always think that journaling is a good idea when you think, actually, I felt a bit of resistance when I said that, or I said it and I just wanted to get over it really, really quickly. I didn't feel a connection. You know, when you feel connected to something, you kind of feel it from inside. It feels like it's enlivening you. It feels like it's grounding you. It really feels like it's becoming part of you. And that's what you want with the affirmations. Also, I say that if you're not noticing the shifts, if you're noticing that your actions remain as perhaps small, or you're just doing exactly the kind of same things as you did last year, which is avoidance, delaying, saying no to opportunities, not turning up to networking events, you know, not creating programs, not launching. I was just speaking to somebody yesterday who said, I've got a program that's ready to go, a mentoring program that I'm not launching, and she said that she had a backache. And it's amazing what we do when we hold ourselves back. We'll create things to get in our way, but there are also messages from our body to say, come on, take some action. So if you find that you're doing that, then there's something going on with your affirmation and you. And again, I would repeat them, say them, I'd write them out over and over again, like you might have done lines at school, and make that connection and journal about it. Because an affirmation is a magic wand. It starts to shift the energy really, really fast. If the energy isn't shifting and it isn't impacting on your life, your business, and everything that you do positively, then there is an inner belief that needs to shift for you. And that's the thing in your life. If you're not thriving, if money isn't flowing to you easily, if clients aren't coming to you easily, if you just feel there's a kind of disconnect with what you want to happen and what actually is happening, then it is something in your kind of inner workings, your relationship with your soul, the beliefs that you're holding, the fears, the limitations, that's ready for an upgrade. And that's your opportunity. That's where you need to take actions. And sometimes just saying the affirmation and being so disconnected from it is completely pointless. You know, that's when you need to start kind of thinking, well, I'm not feeling the shifts. And that's when I would say to you, why not step outside of that pattern and go and get some help this year? Go on that inner journey. And that's why I also want to invite you to my 2014 Money Bootcamp, which starts on February the 5th. We're going to be talking about money healing from, you know, it's like the A to Z of money healing. So we will be covering affirmations, but that's just one part of it, because it is about breaking down those beliefs that have been limiting you. It's about changing the story, changing your consciousness around money and around abundance. And when you change your consciousness around money, it changes everything. It changes your business, it changes your relationships, it changes everything to that higher frequency. And money is an energy that's one of the easiest energies to actually connect with and to increase in your life. So I'd love to get you to have a look. It's the soulagentblog.com/money camp. Have a read, check it out. It starts February the 5th. Because of popular demand, which is such a, you know, amazing thing to be saying, I'm running 2 classes. So we've got a day and an evening, which means that's UK time, day and evening, which covers everybody all over the world. So you can join from wherever you are, either join what will be the UK day one or the UK evening one, and 5 weeks to completely change your money story. So if that is something that you want to do and you want to learn about affirmations, you want to learn about your own energy, and you want to shift your beliefs, which will impact everything more than just your money story, then check out Money Bootcamp, and I will see you on February the 5th. But until then, enjoy doing your affirmations, and remember, if you're not saying them, you're not using them.